is Governor Godwin Obaseki, headed for the People's Democratic Party, after the disappointment of being disqualified from participating in his own party's governorship primaries. There are many political watchers who will answer in the affirmative against the backdrop of his well-advertised visits to two prominent opposition governors in the past few days. On that, however, the jury is still out. But we're about to get a clearer picture of developments surrounding the Edo State governor's ongoing political maneuvers by speaking with Emma Ogidi, National Vice Chairman, People's Democratic Party, South-South. Ed Ogidi, good morning and welcome to the program.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, my brother.
Good morning. Good to have you join us.
Yes. How are you all?
We're fine.
Thank you very much.
Well, quickly, we're talking to start with about the situation in Edo State. The chairman of the PDP in Edo State says that by the end of this week, we're likely to have Godwin Obaseki, the governor of the state, his deputy Philip Shuaibu, and some other government officials of Edo State crossing over to the People's Democratic Party. And we've seen pictures of Governor Obaseki visiting PDP governors and reaching out to the PDP. What is the situation? I mean, Edo State falls within the South-South, where you are National Vice Chairman of the party. Is it certain? Is the PDP willing and ready to take on Governor Obaseki? And what are the implications of that? And what does he need to do, or what should we expect in terms of him ending up with a ticket in Edo State?
Thank you very much. You know, without Edo State, we are not competing the region. And we thank God that God has provided another opportunity for us to take over Edo State. We've been working very hard for this project. And God has made it possible for us. So, yes, like the chairman said yesterday, preparation is on top gear to welcome him into the party.
Yeah, but, I mean, is it automatic that he will get the ticket? Is the PDP going to suspend his own rules just because you think that with Obaseki now in the PDP, the party stands a better chance of taking Edo State back?
You know, you see, it's one step at a time. They will come in, then we'll continue with our processes, and then that's how it is. In any case, you see, we have our process, and we don't discuss our processes in the media. But the one we're discussing with you today is for the public domain, but the other underlying is our processes.
But shouldn't processes be transparent, sir? You have one of your aspirants, Mr. Maswagon, saying that he will not just simply step aside because of Governor Obaseki's incumbency. Does the party support him in that position?
You see, if you remember what the national chairman said initially, no people will decide who our candidate will be. So it's the party in Edo that will decide who is going to fly a flag. But I can tell you this, that Obaseki has added more flesh to our winning the election. It's a plus. It's coming with a lot of goodwill. You know what that means? Coming with a lot of goodwill, like you rightly said. Not just those in government, even members of the National Assembly are coming with him. And they have their following. So you're going to add flesh to what we already have in PDP. So it's again.
Sir, who are you taking? Is it Obaseki and Philip Shuaibu? Is there a possibility that you will give... Hang on a minute, sir. Is there a possibility that you will give Obaseki probably a governorship ticket and Philip Shuaibu a deputy governorship ticket?
You see, like I said, we have a process, which you already said if there's a process. We're going to continue with the process with them.
Well, Elder, let me ask you this. You're saying that Obaseki joining the PDP in Edo State will add flesh to the party. The political parties are not looking for flesh necessarily. They want to win. Do you think that Governor Obaseki stands a chance to win on the platform of the PDP. And is the party not worried about the fact that it was rejected by the APC on the grounds of qualification? Only yesterday, Comrade Adams Oshomole was talking about rules and fears about what happened to the APC in Bayelsa. You are confident enough that if you field them and it wins, you'll be able to hold on to the victory?
You know, like I told before, I've never regarded the APC as a party because they're not organized. The house is the house of commotion. Even if you didn't want Obaseki, even if you said Obaseki has a certificate problem, you would have done it nicely. But again, because they've been consumed with their own, all the antics, that's why they made these monumental mistakes. Obaseki went to school. In fact, I've spoken to some of his classmates. Very interestingly, I don't know why APC is saying what they're saying today. He went to school. But anyway, I'm not surprised the way APC is talking today because most of them in the APC, they didn't go to school. So they will not appreciate you when you have a degree. So it's not true that Obaseki has a problem with the certificate. They can't see it, but we can see it. But what I'm just trying to say is that anybody coming to the party today is going to add to our advantage. That's the most important thing I want you to understand. Anybody coming today, because we need to harvest from them. They've been trying to discuss. Do you know, let me even tell you, they are trying to talk to some of our people not to allow him come in. Why? If he's not good, why are you telling us not to take him? You see, the party is open for all. Ruben, you know that. You know, you used to be with us. I'm very sure you're still with us. You can come in and go out. But we prefer more people coming in. I just arrived at Dona. I'm going to join the process to welcome you. It's an asset.
Okay, so you don't have a problem with his academic credentials, but what about the fact that he's coming in at this late hour? Your PDP primaries in Edo State is just days away, June 19th. And now on June 16th, we're still going back and forth. Will he, won't he? It looks like he will decamp to PDP, but 3 days to go, and he now becomes a governorship aspirant? Is that proper?
Yes. You see, Tamabi, you know, is an internal process. And then we'll look at, because we're going to have our meeting normally, discuss with him. That meeting's ongoing now. We know how to manage situations like this. But very soon you get the final report from us. Just stay tuned, and you'll get it from us very soon.
Sir, Mr. Ogidi, I'm surprised that you are not shaken as regards certificates, discrepancies, and all of that fact. Owing to the fact that it was in this same country, we both saw how an APC candidate that was governor already, that has had his dress rehearsals, to be sworn in as governor the next day, and the case was overturned in the courts and it went back to PDP in Bayelsa State. So yes. I was thinking the PDP will not even want to touch Obaseki because of any discrepancy. Because even if he wins that election under your party's platform, what if somebody goes to court?
You see, like we said, you know all the controversy that surrounded the APC, screen and so on. When it comes to our party, because you're free to come with anything you have. When you come, we look at what you have. Because we are aware that the University UI said that he graduated from there. So whatever document is bringing in, we have our own screening process. We're going to screen it. And if we are satisfied with it, we'll go with it.
Well, in any case, Elder Ogidi, yes. Governor Obaseki doesn't need to submit a degree certificate or NYSC qualification. It will just be fine with proof of secondary school attendance. And maybe you would, just do that to be on the safe side. But are you worried that, look, he's joining the PDP, taking the ticket, and coming with his own supporters, could also, in a sense, be disruptive within the PDP? Because already you have 3 aspirants on the ground in Edo State. You have other persons who have interest. You have a senatorial zoning politics. Are you bothered that some PDP members may also just defect from the PDP and cross over to the APC to strengthen the APC gubernatorial candidate whenever he emerges?
PDP, at this time, PDP going to APC, the house of horror, it's not possible. Nobody will leave. You see, look, the bottom line is that each of our aspirants want the good of the party. Not one there is against the fortune of the party. I want to tell you that. So in the spirit of ensuring that we win the election, we're going to work all together. I'm not telling you that we have given anybody a ticket now. Did I tell you that? But I'm saying that it's coming in, it's so welcome because it's coming with assets. Then in discussion, we look at the asset that you have. I hope that's clear.
It's clear enough, but we'll see how it goes.
I want to talk to you, Elder Ogidi, about just the evolution of the Nigerian party system. I mean, I find it disconcerting, just the ease at which people can just switch and just become turncoats overnight. I find it actually ridiculous, quite frankly. We had Pastor Ize Yamu running for governor against the same Governor Obaseki, and now it looks like they're going to just switch roles, switch parties. I mean, I think it's appalling. You have described APC in some colorful terms this morning, and you don't consider them as much of a party. At what point are we going to get ideological-based parties in Nigeria?
Well, I've gone for it, and if not for APC, let me tell you the truth. If not for what APC did in 2015 and 2019, we would have gone further than this. They have created problems in the democratic process. They are the ones that have caused all of this problem. But anyway, I'm beginning to have hope now. You know, you remember the call at that time, I said democracy was dead. But with what is happening now, I can see that we have started reviving ourselves as far as democracy is concerned in Nigeria. We have started reviving. But to tell you the truth, it was such a sorry sight that, you see, if you know what the position of the governor is and the way Adam somebody went about it, as if to say whatever I got, it's so sad. Because any position you hold today, you hold it because God has given it to you. And when you think you want to start playing God, that's when you run into problem. APC think they can play God. That's why they're having this kind of problem. That's why they cannot see what we are saying. Because I'm here in Benin, I walk the streets. I can see how they are commenting Obaseki, even in what is happening. You know? No, but to tell you, to look at how when we are applying to use the stadium, he gave it to us. Oshoman denied us. So he's a Democrat. We like him for that. So we would like to work with Democrats. Not military-tainted people. In fact, like we in PDP, look, we are really considering all these army people that are come to destroy this country. You shouldn't go near them. They will affect you. They will affect you. Look at what our governors are saying. They welcome him. And let me tell you the truth. Whether you like it or not, we should start playing regional politics. The South-South zone is a PDP zone. Look at our last outing. If not of the fight.
Okay, so we'll go on a quick break. We'll come back and I'll ask you some questions along those lines. All right, welcome back. Still the morning show. We've got Ogidi, National Vice Chairman, People's Democratic Party. And it's quite very gay this morning as regards Governor Obaseki's probable move to the PDP. But you have been talking a lot about Obaseki's assets. But as a businessman, I would have liked to ask about Obaseki's liabilities.
Yeah?
Because Obaseki has quite some liabilities. The House of Assembly, for instance, is a liability.
The 14 lawmakers.
Yeah, the 14 lawmakers.
Yes, that fact keeps getting swept under the carpet.
And it keeps getting swept under the carpet. So I'm shocked he's not talking about that. And I would like to know more about that. Because it's sweet when we are talking about assets. When we take Obaseki's SWOT analysis now, It's a Tokunadu, a lot of developments, people that didn't have roads in Ubowo, they have roads now. He's having a plantation, he's having a digital city.
Is he back with us? Elder Ogidi, are you back with us?
There's a digital city. He has created 157,000 jobs. He said he will create 200,000 jobs. It's just 50,000 shy of the normal job quota I said he will create. But we forget that he has a lot of political baggages. And that's what I want to talk to Elder Ogidi about. We are talking about his assets, glowing assets.
I mean, the fact that... The ends justify the means. Because we all know why he did a number of the 14 lawmakers. We all understand it.
Yeah.
For me, it does smear his democratic credentials. But some would argue that he had no choice.
In the matter, and as a politician, he needed to protect himself. But we've seen other politicians do it in a different manner. Yeah. When Governor Peter Obi first became a governor of Anambra, the majority in the House was in fact in the opposition. But he successfully managed to work with them throughout his tenure, and there were no threats of his being impeached. So there's a lot that is also about strategy. There's a lot that is about relationships, and a lot also about building bridges. And to your point about him having liabilities, you will recall that when his problem with Adams Oshiomhole started, many of his aides had resigned. I mean, we were told the chief of staff was one of the first to go. Later, the commissioner of information also resigned. And even as of yesterday, there were reports that there were some of his strong allies, like the secretary to the state government and some of the commissioners who have said, no, they are not going to the PDP. They're going to stay within the APC. And these are persons who are not just political appointees. Some of them are very strong political figures representing certain constituencies. But, I mean, I don't know what Elder Ogidi will say. Okay, he probably will say that those liabilities do not matter.
Let's find out.
Let's find out. I'd like to know that. Elder Ogidi, if you can hear me, I said it's very sweet. In fact, you're talking glowingly this morning about the assets of Godwin Obaseki. But with a business thinking, where there are assets, there are liabilities. And let me start pointing some of those liabilities that affect the PDP. The 14 lawmakers, they were PDP people. Has the PDP overnight suddenly forgiven them? Has the PDP overnight suddenly forgiven Obaseki for that episode? For the fact that people voted lawmakers in, they can't exercise their franchise? And has the PDP suddenly forgotten everything about his liability?
Yeah, you see, when you see, like I said, look at assets, look at liabilities. It's just like a policy game of numbers. If you look at the last election, the presidential election, you saw what PDP got, you saw what APC got. Now, if you look at what is going on, let me tell you, all this one that you're calling liability, are not liabilities, so to say, because the party that is saying all these things. Did you really watch that video of 2016 when Oshiomhole was introducing Obaseki into the state? Obaseki, yes, was a technocrat then. And Oshiomhole went overboard, commending how educated Obaseki was, his family background, and so on. And towards the end of the man's first tenure, because water has passed under the bridge, which we don't know how much water passed under the bridge, as politicians must be very careful. Now, to that your question, I told you clearly that this man is an asset. The position of a governor and deputy governor is so big that that asset will override his liability. Does that answer your question now?
Assets overriding liability?
Yes, the assets. now. The asset is going to be more than the liability. So, of course, that gives you what you want.
Okay, Ed Ogidi, let's talk about trade-offs. If Godwin Obaseki gets the PDP gubernatorial ticket in Edo State, the PDP will have helped him to a large extent to save face. And it will seem to be back in the game. It will be given another chance. So what conditions is the PDP as a party giving Governor Obaseki? Because we hear, for example, that he's being asked to bring a bullion load of money to bankroll the election and also support the party if eventually he gets the ticket. So what are the conditions being placed before him?
You see, this is the thing. You know, like I told you, the PDP is so big, we don't discuss those things on the pages of a newspaper and on TV. But here's their discussion. All those, when I heard it, that they said they were asking for bullion. Are we APC that carries bullion? It's APC that does that, not PDP. APC, we don't go billion van. We go with the mandate of the people. The people will be with us. So just discounting out all those about money and so on. Yes, we can discuss positioning, but not money. I'd like to distract for thinking that, well, why should I sit down and be discussing money? What money? At the expense of the electorate? At the expense of development? No, we want development. In fact, when our team went to the stadium, the chairman took his ESCO members to the stadium to see the venue of our primaries. He was amazed. I said, "Woo, this man has done some few things here."
Well, Ed Ogidi, we seem to have lost video connection with you. We'll take a short break while we try to sort that out, and then we'll come back to you quickly before we wrap up the conversation. Welcome back to the morning show. Still with us is Elder Emma Ogidi, the National Vice Chairman of the People's Democratic Party in the South-South part of Nigeria. Elder Ogidi, you are back with us. We can see you clearly on the screen. If you may just continue from where you stopped, talking about conditions, and you're saying you are more interested in peace and development and the people's vote.
Yes. So why are we going to start discussing money? What money? You know, what money are we going to discuss with him? We're not discussing money. So let's discountenance what you've seen in social media that we have asked for money. Why are we going to ask him for money?
Elder,
we have our own money.
Our elections free because, Elder Gidi, you are bringing a saintly approach. We don't want to talk about the dynamics. They are not things we talk about in media. But these are very important horse trading that the world needs to know for the sake of transparency of your party. Elder Gidi, I put it to you, money is important. You need billions to be able to win that Edo elections. So let us know if the man is going to bring money. Because if he wins the election, he brings money, you will tell him to pay back someday. That was what exactly caused the fight between Oshomole and Obaseki in the first place.
No, look, you see, what I was talking about, I didn't say money is not involved in elections. But you are talking about money in this negotiation. That's what I'm talking about. Money is not involved in this negotiation. Yes, money is involved in elections, but not in this negotiation.
So what he has to offer you is his political capital. Now, what are you doing about the PDP governorship aspirants, one of whom clearly fancies himself as the front runner and has expressed strong objections to Governor Obaseki just waltzing in at this late stage and clinching the governorship ticket? What kind of conditions are you going to...
No. I didn't say that he has been giving us. Like I told you, this discussion is ongoing. So let's get this.
Yes, so you'll cross that bridge when you get there. Is that what you're saying?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, Ed Ogidi, just before we wrap all of this up,
that's exactly what I'm saying. We'll cross that bridge when we get there.
Yeah, very briefly, we'd like to have your comments on what's going on at the Niger Delta Development Commission and the audit that has been ordered by the President of Nigeria.
Oh, my God. That's another someone you have just brought to spoil the day. It's so unfortunate what is happening here in this thing. that would have helped us develop the region, but unfortunately, our own people that they want to destroy the place, so unfortunate. I was in the commission for 2 years. I know what went down there. But what I'm seeing today is so disappointing that the APC has finally gone. When they saw what is there, they went there with the hammer. They started breaking down the doors. It's unfortunate. But I can tell you one thing, Nemesis will catch up with them. They have destroyed that place, but Nemesis will catch up with them, and they're going to pay for it.
Well,
so is it the APC that ruined NDDC? Is that what you're saying now in Ogidi?
Unfortunately, we can't take that answer.
We lost our connection.
Yeah.